too much success on though, as we are ready to get underway into Overpass. Big starting on that CT side, and they are not going for the defuse kit. Godby gets a full set of nades.
Well, Dennis heads his way towards middle with the USP. He'll want to go for an early fight to try and force the issue, but he'll have to fall back into the toilets itself. And again, looking pretty close in terms of the odds, because this team... these teams are so close, equally matched, I have to say, because that last Dust 2 game honestly could have went either way. So here comes the push. It's Tabson holding on as Fur will fall. Man advantage is there for the CT side as the rest of the troops start to run in towards the bomb site. It's MIBR trying to get through on towards B. Still the advantage is with Big. It might just get followed up as Tizian. He will fall to Taco. So it's into an equilibrium. A 4v4 hit again. Godby standing tall alongside Tabson. So Taco, not only coldzera, is alone into the clutch.
And that is not going to happen for him. Xantares gets a couple of kills on the board. No crazy flick shots from Tizian on the barrels. He was struggling to land those shots there, but Big just kind of get the flank going. They get themselves into good positions to be able to stop MIBR. Those Glocks never really got those fights to go their way. Quite a few missed shots, I think, in the process of that site take. And MIBR go for the force buy into the second round. Dennis and Fallen both with scouts in hand, but Fallen doesn't have the armor, which could be an issue. And Dennis rattling off the opening shot. Fallen chunked down to 17 points of health. And now Dennis decides to fall back, not wanting to get caught out.
Well, shots coming right through the wood. It's going to be Fallen dropped to 17. And this could be the advantage coming in for Big. Although at this point, MIBR just taking their time, trying to see if there's a hole that can be picked apart. As Fur is the man in towards the toilets. He will start to clear alongside coldzera all the nooks and crannies, the corners that Big could be hiding in. And something we've seen Big struggle with was the aggressive stance Astralis threw towards long. It seemed as though Big on yesterday couldn't really get past this flower bed. Maybe they got one kill, but the trade was always there. And Dennis is actually going to be caught by Fallen. 2 shots landed. Taka comes back through the connector, and coldzera, he's got a headshot on the Deagle. This is falling apart. This is another headshot from Fur. And there it is. MIBR have the bomb site.
Oh no, that has not gone to plan for Big Clan. They lose the A site just with a few fights going against them. Dennis unable to hold things off in the early proceedings. Fallen wins that fight against him with the sniper, something we were pointing out in the pre-game as being a potential problem for Big. Tizian and Xantares are probably wondering how their teammates have lost that site so easily without a single kill going their way. Smoke drop by Tizian. Xantares there to assist. Just about wins that duel. But holding on to this M4 is not going to be an easy feat. They are rushing him down. Xantares is going to be dealt with. MIBR win the second round force buy. And this is something we've seen so much already on that first map.
MIBR not only won the first that force buy, but they only lost one player, Alex. They only lost Lucas. So convincingly done up against a far superior buy. So MIBR, incredible stuff. The slow approach just in towards the A-bomb site. Fallen cracks it open. And after that, they just explore the site. The Deagles come through. And this is a good chance for MIBR to get off to a hot start. And it's actually put Big's economy in a worse position than it would have been if they lost the pistol. So really solid chance here for MIBR to get off to a hot start.
Ooh, fun little stack over towards short. 4 players standing side by side. Might work out for them, depending on whether MIBR go for a solo peek. Oh, one of the players shot there after getting blinded, so a little bit of information gathered for MIBR. Slow start to the round again for the Brazilians, knowing they're up against the low buy, but this stack should be spotted fairly soon. If they push towards mid, which they don't. They're taking A long.
Yeah, well, the Molotov goes behind the stone, but here goes Taco.
Oh,
surely he falls here. Surely he doesn't get more than at least 1 or 2 here. USP should pick up the kill, although he's even going to walk around the corner in time. Just comes down to patience, whether or not Big can just stay in this position for a long time. Taco just waiting for a player to come in towards the crosshair as MIBR start to make their approach through A long. Taco looking like he wants to go for it, but meantime, the rest of his team starting to gather. And oh, they're going to go towards Taco. This could be the meat grinder. There's the MP9. 2 kills come in, a third is there, and Taco runs out of ammo, but he switches to the Deagle, looking for the anti-eco is, and there it is. Taco deals with it well. All 5 players fall.
Not bad.
Yeah, it certainly looked like Taco could have been the one hitting on the hitting the deck there, but unfortunately for Big, they walk right into the meat grinder.
Yeah, Big are really taking good care of their economy in these rounds. They probably could have got away with buying some pistols there in the previous. They probably could get away with buying a couple of pistols in this one if they really wanted to. But they want to make sure they get that AWP out for Dennis as soon as possible, as well as the full nades into the first gun round. So it's effectively another full save for Big, which gives MIBR a great opportunity to build up quite a strong economy. That's something that quite a few teams have struggled with throughout this tournament, building up that money, having a decent buffer to work with. This is a nade stack we saw yesterday from Big. They tried to stack all 4 nades towards Monster once MIBR pushed forwards, but we're not really seeing the aggression from MIBR on this side of the map. So sadly, I doubt this nade stack is going to connect.
Well, just waiting. Again, it's Big just throwing a couple of innovative stacks coming in. The last one didn't work. This one probably not going to work either, as MIBR are on the other end of the map. And it seems as though this is the main sort of approach from MIBR, is to take it slow in towards the A-bomb site. They've had a lot of success so far. When it comes to the gun runs, I'll be interested to see the approach there. Big are going to have a lot to work with in the next one. They're going to have everything they could possibly want. They'll have the utility. So it's not like a fast play, it's just to break the back would be the most effective. But we'll see what MIBR have in plan. This one should just be an easy cleanup for them. Bomb planted, a lot of damage done from the grenades as well towards Big. And it's Taco with the early pickup with the Itchy.
Smoke drop by Fur, keeping the players away. And I think this round is not going to see too much for the CTs. Attempted boost, the wallbang's coming close, and okay, yeah, Dennis is dead. Taco's got 9 kills in these first few rounds. Been fragging very well with that ace, and there is the cleanup. 10 kills on the board for Taco, 3 rounds on the board for MIBR, but this is what Big were saving so heavily for. AWP in the hands of Dennis. Full nades across the board for the rest of the team.
I just want to point something out, Alex. It's a little bit nuts. Taco's on 10 kills, 1 death. Lucas is on 0 kills, so Taco's been pretty much playing for 2 players at this point. What a start it is from him. If he can continue that, you know, another player, you're not really looking to have the star impact, just like Gold B, but Taco, if he can keep that up, MIBR might have another facet to work with.
Considering Big saved so heavily, Lucas taking some damage. Considering Lucas saved Big saved so heavily earlier, the fact they don't have a kit in this round is kind of surprising. But okay, then Tizian and Xantares combine towards short. That early aggression from MIBR into that short position is not going to pay off. And now they need to find a way back into this round, just searching for the fights, trying to find the frags.
Well, Dennis sits on the spot. The rest of the troops starting to come in towards his crosshair. There's the AWP with a first kill, and follow-up's not going to be there because no one's there for them. MIBR over towards B, Fallen testing his luck. Can't pick up anything, and when it comes to the rifles, it seems though MIBR have just been locked out. No. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Fallen falls off the boost. They're going to go for it again, though. They want to try it again, Alex. They'll test their luck. Don't fall again.
I was going to say, if he falls again,
just give up.
That would be the worst.
Well, Taco, he wants to get up on top to see what he can spot. And unfortunately, even after the boost is successful, they'll not find anyone. And they have been heard. They know exactly where the last 2 remaining players are. And with 35 seconds left, Alex, it's not looking too good here for the MIBR side. It has to be a big kill coming in from Taco. He'll swing open, and there is a big kill. Headshot comes in towards Xantares, but he's been finished off by Tizian. All on Fallen. 1v4.
very little time left as well. He's got to go into the B side of the map, really just looking to do a bit more damage, and he is given that opportunity. Tizian not expecting the reposition from Fallen, who is hoping to save the sniper. And at this point, Big probably need to hold on to these 3 guns to remain in good position with their money. So they cannot afford to hunt down Fallen, who gets to carry over the AWP into the follow-up round. Really, though, that round just came down to that quick aggression from MIBR not working out for them. They went for the contact play, relying on winning the opening exchanges, relying on just winning those fights, which did not happen. That gives Big their first gun round win. But let's see if they can get consistent rounds on the board here in round 6.
Well, Dennis has the op towards middle. Someone comes in and covers him all. He'll have to fall away. No information flow will come towards him, and oh, God B. He's going to spot the information and actually fall away. He goes over the top. Doesn't do a whole lot. So, Fur can start to make his way up through the toilets. At least Big have the info. There is a little bit of presence from MIBR towards long. They can react to that as they will, but at this point, MIBR again with a slow approach in towards the A side, just leaving one player over towards B. And Taco, it's definitely the most boring role you can have on a team. It's just to sit in the corner in B.
Yeah, Taco's been doing this quite a lot for MIBR, just away from the rest of the squad, keeping the map control, allowing his teammates to take control elsewhere and making sure they don't lose the other side of the map. Tizian playing close with the MP9. On the angle he's currently playing, he can spot the shadow to try to give him the advantage, to try to pull the trigger first, and that's going to be needed as the aggression comes through.
Well, here it is, Tizian holds on. It's going to be the MP9 rattling through. 2 kills there, but coldzera steps in with 1 onto Tizian. 3v4, man advantage on the CT side.
Oh.
Xanterras looks away, but he looks right back at the right time, and it's 2 for Xanterras. All on Fur into a 1v4 clutch. 20 seconds left. Furrow held back towards water. They know exactly where he is, and this is just not looking good for his chances at all. Has to be the safe call. Yeah, he's got some money left over in the bank, so saving here, if he keeps everything, it's not going to be too bad. It's either that or die after time at the moment, so obviously the safe call is the optimal approach, and it looks like he might just be allowed to save. Could have been scary, though, if Dennis decided to walk into connector there.
Yeah, nice B hold for Big in that round. Tizian there getting the first 2 kills. Again, Tizian's having a few more frags to his name, having a few more rounds where he's having impact individually. And then Xanterras was there behind him, ready on the hold. Nearly got caught with poor timing, but ended up making it work. And when talking about this Big side, the reason they were saving so heavily for those nades earlier is when you look at the statistics, Big are the best team in the world, in the top 50 at least, at getting those flash assists through. Very impressive stat to have to their name. They used the flashbang in that last round to their success, but in this one, it's Fallen who's found the opening. tabseN, secondary AWP, trying to go forwards, and coldzera is dangerously close to death, but he does not go around the corner. Decides to play it safe, and that means MIBR remain 1 man up for the time being. coldzera back into the corner, but he can't quite spot tabseN.
Well, coldzera, just by this time, eventually one of them will make a play. It's tabseN. Just not wanting to go this direction at the meantime, but off towards the toilets as MIBR taking a little bit of control there. There's actually a player relatively close by. It's God B in behind the flower bed. We're still having this patience battle over towards short. Neither player giving it up the ghost, but there we go. This could be it. God B tries to hold on. Flash comes over the top. He's blinded and doesn't spray. It's Fur to take the kill. And that is looking good for the Brazilians as they start to come in towards the A-bomb site. Dennis will throw a Molotov in reply towards Long to try and hold them off, and he's done that effectively. So this should be, in theory, around for MIBR. But Dennis, he could be the thorn in their side.
15 seconds left for that bomb to be planted. Dennis has got to lock this down, and that's not going to happen. Fur gets up close towards him, gets the kill he needed, and MIBR's A play is successful. As you were suggesting, they were likely going to be able to take control of that site. That's exactly what happens for them. Only the one kill on the round for tabseN, who was rotating up towards A. Again, Dennis somewhat struggling to get involved here. We were saying in that game against Astralis, maybe Dennis was struggling on the frags because he couldn't get the AWP in his hands all that often. But here at the start of this series, he's had opportunities to put that AWP to use. Just hasn't really been having enough impact. And it has been Dennis holding that A site, which has really been the biggest problem position for Big so far.
Yes, indeed. Well, 4 players keep their weapons for MIBR. As we move into round number 8, it's the Brazilians in the lead on their map pick. But again, the early signs of a closely contested game. And if you are just tuning in, what is on the line here is tournament life. Big, they want to try and make it to the Lanxess Arena to play in front of that home crowd, whereas MIBR want to return to championship state. Will be Dennis up on top, looking for the early pick over towards middle, but it's Fur who wins the fight. So MIBR start with the advantage in the round number 8.
Yeah, and the question you have when you're an AWPer is, you obviously need to play with confidence, but at what point do you realize, maybe I'm not having the best game, maybe I need to stop trying to force the issue? Dennis there not getting the shot to land, and MIBR, again, have had this man advantage in quite a few of these rounds now, and they've been doing well at closing them out.
Well, they'll go for a run boost around the corner as well. As Fallen will look down the barrel to see what he can spot. Just a minute left here on the clock. Some pretty cool campaps coming in, but it's Fur to take the headshot onto gold B. So, 2 collected for Fur, 2-man advantage for MIBR. tabseN needs to step up, and there's 1. Of course he'll step up. 2 kills collected, nearly a third, but Fallen keeps the advantage alive for MIBR.
Nice patience from Fallen, not to peek the angle, to wait for tabseN to peek in towards him, but Tizian has rotated up to the A site. Taco trying to move forwards, but Tizian finds him. He's in the molly, but he stays alive, just about being alive, but not anymore. It's Zantares who has to try to hold this down.
Yeah, well, Zantares into a 1v2, 20 seconds left. All he needs to do is delay. As Fallen wants to come around the corner with the AWP, coldzera encroaching on the bomb site from middle. Zantares makes the call to fall back, knots into the 1v1, up against coldzera, who's on Optimus. He wants to take the kill here. He has to flick. coldzera wins it, and it's MIBR on 5. Yet another close round, though, Alex.
Oh, the bomb was dropped towards long there, so coldzera was literally just playing for the frag. He must have been a little nervous when he took that fight, knowing he had to land the shot straight away. Otherwise, Zantares could just run away and win the round. But coldzera obviously in the zone, not making any mistakes. And MIBR only needed that 1 round win there and the previous one to cause issues for Big's money again. Full save on the Big side. And in these low buys for Big, they haven't really been able to invest all that much. And that's kind of a problem because we saw Big win a few of those low buys back on Dust 2 when they were able to get a couple of upgraded pistols and maybe some more nades. They were able to actually cause issues for MIBR. But here on Overpass, the money has not been good enough to even go for any investment into this round, which leaves them in a position where they're very unlikely to do much damage.
Big. They've got the players on the B-bomb site. All of them, in fact. So, not going to be the right call, it seems, at the moment, as MIBR are actually going to be going up in towards the A side of things. Or are they? Well, the bomb's going back, so likely Taco will be the man to recollect the bomb. And as they start to move up towards the A bomb site at this point, Made in Brazil will realize that there is no one on the A side itself. So no contest, no resistance. And it should be the bomb plant and the round to win.
Yeah, don't really see much that Big can do in this one. MIBR running down the clock. Lucas should be the first to spot them up connector. He's had another slow start for MIBR. Good flashbang to make things awkward for him, but this is always a good angle to spot towards the top of connector. You're very rarely looking there when you run out through con, and MIBR are cleaning up as you would expect. 6-3 lead for MIBR. I think there were some questions when Lucas was picked up to this team as to whether he could step up individually at this sort of level against the top teams. And he has maybe been a bit quiet for this team. Obviously, he's just come into the lineup, so there are excuses to be made there. We'll see over the months if he can maybe improve that fragging. But right now, he's not really been having that much impact. Then again, at least Taco's doing well on the frag count, although he slowed down after that strong start.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to sustain that, especially if you're going into the gun rounds, right? You have to play your role, which perhaps isn't exactly the greatest position to get a lot of kills, just saying outside of the B-bomb site. So, yeah, it will obviously drop off quite a bit, but there's Taco getting dropped by the 5-7. Xanterra's picked up the early kill for Big.
It's the bomb. Okay. They lose the bomb early. Fallen, oh, he's got away with it. Fallen's going to get back to safety. The shot's not quite connecting. And MIBR managed to recover that one. Fur goes through the smoke. Such a risk, but it's going to work for him.
Yeah, Fur gets the 2 kills. coldzera steps in. The second coming in from coldzera. And Xanterra needs to make it happen, but a good recovery from MIBR. Yes, the early kill comes in. The bomb hits the deck, but they recover it. And MIBR walk to success. 7-3. Certainly a better performance here on Overpass, Alex. And it's looking likely we will be heading to a third of this level stays for MIBR. And obviously, when we've looked at across the board, we've kind of said that final map, Train, has been a pretty good map for MIBR. Big will have to try and step up here in Overpass. They've shown they're willing to pick it. They've shown they're willing to play this map. I'm yet to see why.
Yeah, and in terms of the individuals for Big, again, Dennis only with 1 kill on his AWP. GobB, who had a great start to Dust 2, only 1 kill to his name as well. We were saying that GobB maybe had an overperformance on the first map, and because that's not something you can rely on, now the firepower for Big not looking as good. Xantares has had a couple of rounds where he's had impact, which is definitely a positive sign. And Dennis finally finds something the AWP puts to use. 2 kills for Dennis, not quite the third, but he's stuck in that corner.
Yeah, good time for Dennis to step up. We certainly have started to allude to the fact that he's not having the greatest game, but Taka will take him away. So he's done his job. Advantage is still there for Big. It might just get followed up, but Fallen with a kill. It's GobB to stand tall, and he's looking for one through the smoke, but it's coldzera on the deagle. It's back into a 2v2, and MIBR look to recover yet again. They haven't got the bomb, though.
Yeah, again.
They've just left the bomb over towards A. They're going to have to try and recover that well as coldzera checks in behind for a flank. They have time to play with, and that's the important factor here.
Molotov to truck for Fallen. I don't know if Big are aware that they've got the bomb either. It's dropped in the corner there, so Xantares is playing it very safe. Not much information for Big to work with. They're really relying upon their players on the site to win the fights, and MIBR continue to use those nades towards A.
Well, yeah, this is not looking too bad for MIBR. The time's the only problem, and the bomb will get planted in time. So, 2v2, Tizian and Xantares. If they want Big to get on the scoreboard, a little bit more than 3, they've got to make this clutch happen as Fallen's in towards Bank. Has the AWP there already. coldzera on the spot, and Tizian starts to run on in. There's the kill from Xantares, on to coldzera. It's all on Fallen. A 1v2 clutch is needed. He's got the lineup on the bomb. He can spam through that, but the smoke will come right through. Fallen just waiting for a player to check his angle. They haven't checked him. There's the kill from Fallen. Defuse is coming through. Tizian's just sticking this, and Fallen hasn't checked. It's going to fall apart. The shot and the defuse is there. Big will get 4, and MIBR, that is heartbreaking.
Oh, the money for Big might be a problem, though. MIBR keep it so close. They get all the kills on the board. Fallen nearly wins the round at the end there. The shot just wide on Dennis at the end of the round. But you can see Big have called for the tactical timeout because they're not going to have too many nades to work with. That's something I pointed out previously as being something that Big are quite known for. Again, really good on those flash assists. Statistically, they are the best team at finding those flash assists on this sort of a map, you can expect that to come through, but not too many pieces of utility for Big in this one. No AWP for Dennis either, who was starting to connect some of those shots in the bathrooms. And that means that if MIBR could win this round, they would put themselves in a pretty great position to have a dominant T half on Overpass. And we were saying, heading into this map, this is kind of home territory for MIBR. It's one of the maps that they've continued to look pretty good on throughout. Right now, that is showing on the scoreline with a 7-4 lead.
Well, MIBR's counterpart, Infurior, the other Brazilian team here in attendance, also love to pick up the SGs. There's a lot of them being purchased on the T sides from pretty much every team. The Brazilians certainly do love them. We'll see if MIBR can put them to good use here. You'd have to favor the buy completely. As with a minute and 10 seconds left, Alex, there's only one smoke left on Tizian, and that's been used. So they only have one flash left. And MIBR, well, they're going towards long. And there's only two players sitting here. Goldby is one of them. He's got the AUG. He goes for the long-range fight. Dennis hiding. The bait and switch setup. Can it work? Fallen spotted him. Dennis still alive, though. Gets a kill before falling. And that's so important that he gets that one frag.
Yeah, he had to get at least one kill from that position. Eventually comes through with that, but MIBR move up through a long. Godby's AUG at the long range wasn't too successful. Tamsin's FAMAS might be. Oh, Taco lands the reaction shot, but Godby's there for the trade.
Yeah, that was lightning fast from Taco, but at least Godby is there for the trade. He'll look back for a little bit more though as well. Flashes in, and unfortunately, Godby has seen that happen too often. And what we call Zera dropping Tizian. As Antares into a 1v3. Has to be a big clutch, a big way for Antares. He looks for it, but Lucas will drop him. And it's going to be it for MIBR. They will win the half, and they have a chance to extend upon that further. And well, Antares, he is performing better. But again, you kind of feel like there's another level he can go to. 10 and 10. Not a bad scoreline to be at.
Yeah, he's definitely been doing a little better here on Overpass. He's had a couple of rounds where he's had multiple kills, where he's been having impact. This time it's the rest of the team not really performing as well. And in this round, again, it's another one where Big have to take a really weak buy. This is why MIBR's money has been so good, because they've been winning these rounds without any difficulties.
When Taco was seeing action, when he hasn't been left to sit outside of the B-bomb site, he's done it very well. That reaction shot inside of the toilets was so quick. Currently on 14 kills, called Zera. He'll take away Gold B. And it seems as though the win condition we kind of laid for MIBR was that the trio need to step up. The main three. And, well, pretty much everyone in MIBR is stepping up. Which is really solid to see. And there's Fer and Cold Zera getting it done. All on Tizian and Xantares. They're going for a boost inside of the connector. They could have got a kill on Cold Zera if they decided to walk towards the bottom of the stairs. But fortunately enough, they make the decision to just commit in towards A. And this should be another one on the board for MIBR. Like you said, winning these ones cleanly. And that has kept the kill count of Big extremely low. The player that was really showing up for them was Tabson. And he's had a very quiet game by comparison. 5 kills and 10 deaths.
Yeah, it felt like Tabson did kind of grow into Dust 2. Towards the second half of Dust 2, that's when he was maybe having more impact. But at this rate, Big might not get many chances to allow Tabson to step up later in the game. By the way, Taco currently has a 100% KAST rating, meaning that he's had some impact in every single round. That will continue here as he gets 2 kills towards the end of it into round 14. This feels like a round that Big could really do with winning. If they don't win this one, they could easily lose this half 11-4, with the money being put into question for the next round. Again, we're seeing Godby go for the AUG. Again, we're seeing no defuse kit on the CT side. We'll have to keep a track of whether that comes into play. Dennis with the AUG trying to get aggressive in towards mid. Nay there to deny him, but the shot is successful, just not enough for the frag.
Well, Fallen dropped to 16 HP. Best chance they've had yet of getting that opening pick, it seems. in a while at least, and they're just going to run right through the monster smoke. This time, Taco, his job is entertaining. He holds the B bomb site, and he does it well. 2 kills come his way, and that might just be it for MIBR. If they can just carry this over the line, again, they've been pretty solid. Once they find the advantage, they don't really lose it. So, certainly looking like MIBR will be seeing 10.
That's such an unexpected position from Taco, to be in the monster tunnel with his back turned. Big's flash is not ready to blind him when he's there, because normally you wouldn't be in that position watching Monster, because you would expect B short to be a worry. So the fact that Taco is in such a strange spot means that Big's flashbang doesn't work. They lose both of those players on a solid spray of the SG from Taco. He's not going to be messing up that spray pattern. And with the 2-man lead, MIBR are in prime position, especially now that Fallen has found another.
Well, spray comes in from Tabson onto Taco. Nice chance for another, but it's Lucas.
I mean, that's the bomb.
Who's there for a quick kill.
Lucas still loses the bomb.
Gold B does drop the bomb. Bomb on the floor. 3v1 as Gold B has to step up for Big. 19 seconds, he just needs to delay really. And there's another one from Gold B. This is a game of gun game for him. We've seen him stand tall for Big. Could this be it again? He's made the right call. He can just peek and deny this. There's no time. MIBR need to eliminate him.
I think
they can't really get it. They got the bomb in time, right? There's a chance here for the plant coming in. Fur will get the plant, and it's all on Gold B. 1v2 retake needs to come in.
No kit on the big side, but the kill comes through. Gob B could come through with a 1v4. MIBR pushed across the map, and they might have made the mistakes. Gob B moving forwards. Fur on the other side. Gob isn't going to expect this angle, and Fur finds him at the end, but that should have never come so close. I don't know why MIBR are pushing all across the map there. That nearly costed them.
Yeah, that was interesting. Gob B just out of nowhere, stepping up with the real chance there. Unfortunate stuff coming through for Big. They can't quite get it done. And we move into the last round of the half. It is Big here with the FAMAS on 3 players and all in the hands of Gob B. This is not looking excellent for the buy of Big. It's certainly looking like we'll see MIBR on 11. And it's been a stellar T-side.
Yeah, even though that last round came close, they get the round win. I can't complain too much because the rest of this T side has been excellent from MIBR. And as we were suggesting, Big's buy is in question for the last round of the half. Gob B continuing to try to get this AUG to work, this time playing a closer range angle in connector. Lucas on the other side finds him with the SG. Dennis also goes straight into Lucas's crosshair, and another round where MIBR get the early lead.
Well, Tabson sits back over towards Sandbags, flashes there, and Fallen still gets the kill. Oh, that is beautiful from Fallen. It's all on Tizian and Xantares, and Fallen right through the smoke. Oh, this is a horrible way to end the half if you're Big. Xantares needs to step up. Kill comes in onto Fallen. He'll look back in towards Monster Tunnel, but look at this. MIBR realize, well, he's on B. What's the point in going towards him? We'll just leave him alone, and it doesn't matter. Colter's got the kill. 11-4 at the half. Such a strong showing from MIBR. We'll see if Big can step up after the break. Welcome back to ESL 1 Cologne. It's MIBR with a very one-sided half coming in on their map pick. They need to stay alive here big. With a win on Dust 2, there's not enough just yet. As they will get started into the second half. They have 4 rounds to their name, Alex. They need to win the pistol.
Yeah, they lost against Astralis 16-4 on this very map yesterday. They'll be hoping they can at least get a few more rounds here against MIBR. Fallen peeks mid, gets some information, and gets away with his life.
Well, big. Oh, it's not going to be good for them at the start of things as Fallen will take the initial kill. Dennis steps in with a trade, though. And we're into a 4v4, although MIBR, look at the push they've got going in the connector, Alex.
Ooh. Oh, no. Dennis could be in trouble. The bomb is in his hands. He is out in the open, and he is a dead man walking. The bomb is dropped, and Big have got to get that back.
Well, he ain't walking no more, Alex, and it's going to be Fur taking away job B. Fur with another one. Oh, this is beautiful. Fur with 3 kills, and Big are dismantled. Yet again, 12-4. They lose the pistol. MIBR off to another good start. And they're only 4 away from taking this map, Alex. They're only 4 away from bringing us to Trin. And we already said in the pre-shop, we think that Trin's a pretty good one for MIBR. Not as good as it used to be, but certainly a map that they can win.
It's also a map that we haven't seen much of from this Big Clan side. They have a win against virtus.pro, but also a loss against North. Only played it a couple of times with this particular lineup. Maybe they have been practicing it though, because we haven't seen Big at too many tournaments recently. Nice kill from Fur over the smoke. Lucas gets aggressive as well, and you can see that MIBR just know that they've got this game in the bag. They're pushing everything. They want this done.
Well, God B will take away Lucas. So he's really been the only shining light in the last couple of rounds for Big.
Oh, what's happening?
Misses a lot of shots and the pressure's there, but Gobi will take one of the P250. This is a little bit mental. Too many angles though. Gobi eventually will get dropped by Taco. And back to sanity. It's 13-4. We're only 3 away here from MIBR, taking away Overpass.
Snap back to reality.
Yes.
Oh, there goes gravity. Don't know why I'm rapping.
It's not. I wouldn't say that's rapping, Alex. I would say that's speaking.
Look, for a white boy like me, that counts as rapping, okay?
All right. Well, taking a look here at Big, obviously they're not showing us too many reasons as to why they're willing to pick this or even play this, which is it's still really questionable to me as to why they just went up against Astralis on this map. There's literally nothing that looks good for them. Every team we've seen them play against, it's just been flat. They played against Fnatic in the minor qualifiers. They look terrible there. They play against MIBR here. They're not looking too solid, I have to say.
Ooh, Tabson's SG, the only rifle for the Big side, gets them an opening, and that could be a recoverable rifle in towards Party. Fallen not really wanting to fight long range with the MP9. That gun has not been recovered just yet for the Big side of things, and Fallen gets the timing right. Dennis is dealt with, but Tabson is going to continue to try to put in a shift with this SG.
Well, 1 minute and 5 seconds left to play with. Big try to slow it down over towards long. But still the problem lies. They have to get onto a bomb site, Alex.
At least they have some nades to do so.
Yeah, but the problem is here, MIB are also cutting off the rotation towards connector. And if they decide to go in towards A, they've still got players on the A bomb site they'll have to deal with. So certainly not looking good for their chances as Fallen spots one over towards middle. A little bit of damage done onto Fallen as well. So at least they're trying to force them away, but there's the bomb in the toilets. Lucas able to drop God B, and no recovery just coming through.
Where's the follow-up there? That's a weird push coming through. Tabson is on the other side of things. He wins another fight, but there's only so much Tabson can do. He's low on health. Zantares is caught in the back, and Tabson needs an ace.
Well, he does indeed. He's got 2 already. There's the 3rd coming his way, so 14 seconds.
Low time, yeah.
No time to play with. And I think at this point it's just trying to do some damage and trying to hang on to the SG. We'll take away Taco. So he's close to getting the ace, but it's not going to be that impactful across the board. At least he keeps the money relatively modest on the MIBR side, but at this point the economy won't start to matter as much, as MIBR, they will most likely, if they be heading up to, if they get up to map point here, it will most likely be a win, I have to say, Alex, because the money will be gone from Big.
Not too many chances left for Big on this one. Could be another 16-4 loss at this rate on Overpass.
Yeah, and then at what point do you just stop going towards Overpass? Or letting it float?
Yeah, it's got to be a thought that they are having. I think they banned Mirage today, which again is a strong map for MIBR, so I can absolutely understand why they banned that one first. And then you kind of have to be willing to play all the other maps. You only get the one ban in these best of threes before your opponents get the chance to pick against you. Both in-game leaders sacrificing weaponry in this round. Fallen on the MP9, while GodB goes for the MAC-10. GodB's going in first here at A-Long with that MAC-10, but Fur doesn't want to fight against him. And they are going to start to clear out these positions in towards the bathrooms. Flashbang wasn't actually deployed, but GodB can clear these angles, and Big are starting to set themselves up around this A site.
Well, if they want to compete on Overpass, they've got to do it here. They've got to step up. There's got to be a load of rounds strung together as well. They have to change their tune completely. As they start to make their way in towards the A bomb site, a third player has just rotated from MIBR towards Bank as well. This is looking pretty solid for the Brazilians with 30 seconds left. It's Fur with the early pickup on a Tizzy and nearly the follow-up, but Dennis, he'll keep the dreams alive of the Germans. As coldzera hides behind the smoke, Dennis will be dropped by Fallen. There's the kill from Tabson. On to Fallen in reply, and Santerra's following up. Good chances here for Big. Although coldzera right through the smoke. Tabson has his number, and so it's all onto Taco. He's had a good game so far. He's collected one into the round, but he needs two more. The flash will go over the top as Taco starts to run back through. A Molotov will come on towards the site and try and burn away Tabson into the open though, and the headshot is connected. So 14-5, Big improve on yesterday's scoreline.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's nice to see Tabson get that quad kill in that earlier round, showing some individual prowess. Picks up a triple in this one as well, with a nice shot at the end there. And that execute from Big, I preferred that one to what we were seeing yesterday because, yes, the smokes on the site were nice, but then also, as all of the action was happening on the A site, they had Xantares actually watching the flank this time. That's where he got that kill, catching the players from connector. He kept his players safe towards the sites for much, much longer, whereas yesterday we saw quite often Astralis were able to get the flank going against their opponents. So nice that Big held some map control this time around. And MIBR onto a weak buy in round number 20. On Big CT side, they had to take very weak buys in most of these ones, but MIBR are happy to invest into some pistols. And oh no, Tabson caught with terrible timing, pulls the smoke out just as the peak comes against him. But Dennis is there for the quick trade. Don't throw the SG away. You've got players with the MAC-10 still. I hope they didn't throw it out the map. I guess they don't want MIBR to get it, but you think you want to save that at the end.
Well, the goal here is just to get the win under their belt. Utility will come in, smoke for Heaven, smoke off for Graffiti as well, but Lucas, he is aggressive towards short as coldzera has got the first kill on the Deagle. Lucas has been found by Xantares, so luckily it's still there for Big. Nice shot from coldzera, but 3 kills coming quickly. So Fur is alone up towards Playground. So no chance for Fur here quickly, but if he gets onto the bomb site with haste, he might just have a chance to pick off one kill here at least. And
Dennis just took damage from what?
The bomb is not yet planted. There's time for Fur at this point to try and cause a couple of problems. He's up towards short. Dennis is hiding behind the pillar, and Fur starts to make his way in. CZ75 in hand takes the fight, but they peek him at the same time. He peeks back and finds Dennis, and the smoke is there. Fur with the CZ, 5 HP, can't even make it happen. Xantares pulls through, 3 for him, and Big will get 6, but oh, that was way too close for comfort.
Oh, I'm sweating just watching these rounds right now.
Oh, they're so close. You got to feel at some point, though, to realize if there's a chance for Big to come back into this, they've got to be pretty much flawless, right? And the fact that they're nearly losing rounds like that, it's not a good sign moving forward, but we'll see if they can turn it around here.
Well, this one should be even easier than that last one should have been, as they only have 3 upgraded pistols, 2 P250s and a CZ for MIBR. There's no flash for them to peek in towards mid either, so Dennis can just hold the angle here with the AWP, looking to spot out any early aggression. MIBR just waiting round the corner. However, Big have got most of their players on the B side of the map. They are going to begin to move forwards, and if they commit to this B site, it's likely to be a free bomb plant and an easy round win.
Well, that was nearly a disaster for tabseN. Luckily, it's recovered as TiziaN drop Fallen. An advantage there for Big. Bomb plant coming in. Surely this one should be convincing for Big. Surely there's no chance for MIBR to make everyone sweat, as they haven't really got anything. They've got a CZ75 in the hands of Fur. P250 available on 2 more players, but other than that, not a whole lot to talk about. And it should be Dennis picking up one, but misses the shot. Fur with a bit, gets the ult ringing off, and they know he's there. And it seems as though Dennis is in the mood for hunting.
There we go. AK works out for him. TiziaN's got the Mac 10 as well, so he can definitely get aggressive if he wants to. And you can see TiziaN moving in first up connector. coldzera on the other side. coldzera about to come down towards him. Nice headshot onto the first, but godb was always there in position. And it is another round win for Big. But here comes the buy from MIBR. We were talking about the fact that Fallen on that AWP can do a lot of work on the CT side, in and around those bathrooms, in towards mid.
Yeah.
He might not have to do that much work with the AWP, because only 2 more rounds needed for MIBR.
We will see though, as Big, they have the AWP in the hands of Dennis. AK-47's there for TiziaN, Xanterra's, tabseN. And as godb goes back to his trusty scope. He loves it. He's going to pick up the AUG on the CT side, as coldzera is actually going to take a heap of damage. He's dropped to 50 at the start of this round.
AWP of Fallen remains in connector. He needs to be careful that he's not collapsed in upon, but Big are not taking any early mid control. Fur here to help his teammate as Big all group back towards the B side of the map. TiziaN is just going to hold the rotate from connector while the rest of the team move towards the B site. I think Big just messed up one of their smokes. I think that's their smoke there at the end of Monster. That's not great, and TiziaN goes down.
Well, Fur will pick up TiziaN. That's the man advantage for MIBR. And can they hang on to it as well? There's Fur with a follow-up. It's looking good here for the Brazilians. It could be map points here. It could be us on the verge of trade. It's going to be a peek from tabseN though as he comes through. coldzera is the man to hit the deck. And the rest of the push is coming through from Big, but it's still the deficit. Dennis turns around and finds Taco. How's he not picked up that kill? Lucas steps in, and he has to go a little bit more here because currently Big still have a chance to get onto the bomb site.
Ooh, godb gets that kill from behind. It wasn't even tabseN's AK, and godb goes down, but tabseN finds the trade into the 1v1.
Lucas on the site. He's already collected one as tabseN tries to slip on by. Lucas is going to walk around the corner, spots each other, and there it is. tabseN with a spray. He's on 12 HP, only 1 bullet is needed. And Lucas falls into the water pit. Headshot comes in, and it's 15-7. MIBR will hit map point here on Overpass. And again, these rounds just so close. It's definitely a nail-biter.
Pistol versus pistol at the end of the round with 10 seconds left on the clock. But at the end of it all, it's Lucas to win it for MIBR, who take their first tactical timeout now that they've got a 15-7 lead. Fair enough.
They're just wanting to make sure they close it here. They just want to let it sit on Big. Okay, you guys are about to lose on Overpass. We're going to go to that third map, and you've lost pretty convincingly.
They also have a slightly weakened buy into this one, with them only saving 1 gun. So it's maybe worth discussing where that MP9 wants to play, what sort of weapon Fallen will have at his disposal. Another MP9.
Well, certainly a chance here for Big to answer right back. And if they do, Alex, it's not over yet. They currently are 1 map up in the series after winning Dust 2.
There were some nice nades from Big in that execute, though. I think if you're going to go through that Monster smoke, having the Molotov land on the right side of Monster there to clear out that close right corner was actually really nice from Big, because it meant when tabseN went through the smoke, he only had to focus straight ahead of him or towards that left-hand side. So it cut down the positions that tabseN had to focus on as he moved forwards.
Yeah, well, we get into round number 23. There's a different story here at the minute, and godb will start to make his way through middle. SG in hand. Smoke deploys towards toilets, and that will allow godb to push up further inside of middle. So Good ground gained early for Big.
And considering Tabson only has a P250 here, it would be nice for Big to try to get some trade kills early and maybe allow him to recover a rifle, maybe get it into a 4v4 where he can get a better gun. Fallen playing up close in towards long bathrooms, but Gob B has pushed up on the short side, and currently MIBR have left this position fairly exposed. coldzera tries to plug the gap, but he is also going to move about. Is Fallen trying to flank them in bathrooms here? Oh.
Well, Fallen with an MP9. Certainly would love to get close and personal to take these fights, but the rest of Big are getting ready to run in towards the A-bomb site.
Oh, no.
Dennis coming right in. He's got his knife in his hands. There's the kill from Fallen, and that's the AWP in the hands of Fallen now as well. As coldzera looks to try and hold on. This could be it, as Fur will take away Tabson. It's not looking good for Big. It's falling apart, in fact.
Fur on long, but coldzera on the site itself, and Fallen closes it out with that AWP that was delivered to him right at the start of the round. I think that was just an oversight from Big. They completely thought that long bathrooms was clear. They lose the first fight, and then that crossfire on the site is so strong.
Exactly. Well, Big get a good start into the series. They take away their map pick, but we move on to the second, and Overpass a little bit flat from